grades here. So, guys, let's go ahead and start off with the best team in the AFC East last season is the Buffalo Bills. They finished 13-3 last season, made an AFC Championship run. It turns out that both their wide receivers were playing on broken legs toward the end of the year. So could have things have been different? Who really knows? But one thing they did do is I think they drafted pretty well. So Tori, let's go ahead and kick it to you first here. Who was the best draft in your eyes for the Buffalo Bills this season?
So I'm going to go with their second round pick, Carlos Basham Jr. from Wake Forest, edge rusher. Again, a guy that probably should have been gone towards the end of the first round or at the very latest in the early second round. He lasted till almost the end of the second round, though. I think they got great value. They basically got a first round talent on a defense that's already dangerous. The rich got richer, and I said that last night again with the Cleveland Browns, but it's true here as well. That defense is already stacked, and now they just added depth to that defensive line for rotating guys in and out. Good luck, quarterbacks in the AFC East. You're about to get destroyed by the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, they have a very stout defense there, and exactly what you said, the rich got richer. So, Cole, let's kick it over to you next. Who do you think the best pick for the Buffalo Bills was in the 2021 draft?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Boogie Basham. I think that was probably their best pick out of all of them. I do like all of their picks, though. They had a really good draft. Marquez Stevenson from Houston was a nice pickup in the 6th round as well. And then you got Greg Rousseau, obviously was their first round draft pick. You know, they're picking late in the draft because they've been good, and that's good for Buffalo. But I really do. I think that, you know, picking up Boogie in the second round there, Boogie Basham out of Wake Forest. He had a nice season out for Wake Forest. The kid is an absolute beast. I see a lot of Khalil Mack in this kid, so I really like the pick of Boogie Basham here.
Yeah, that was another great pick as well. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that pick either. But where there's good, there is always bad. And I think we kind of had to pick through the fine-tooth comb with the Buffalo Bills here to find a bad pick in my eyes. But, Combs, who do you think a bad pick or the worst pick for the Buffalo Bills was in 2021?
I'm going to go with the safety out of Pittsburgh that they took, Damar Hamlin. This kid just doesn't get the juices flowing for me. I don't really feel like this kid was worth the 6th-round pick. Safeties really, the secondary was really not a problem for the Buffalo Bills, so I didn't really see this as a huge need for them. I thought there was a lot of other places they could have gone, offensive line maybe, to beef up the offensive line a little bit. But I just didn't like that pick, so I'm going to say Damar Hamlin out of Pittsburgh is the worst pick.
Oh, interesting. Tori, what about you?
I'm going to go with their 5th-round pick, Tommy Doyle. Offensive lineman, super athletic, tackle, but his pass blocking leaves a lot to be desired with him. Needs to work on his strength as well. He's a big kid, big kid, yeah. 6'8", 326 pounds. But, he played at a mid-major. He played at Miami, Ohio. And so it's not like he played against, top-notch competition all the one. Granted, it's still D1 competition. But, he, with that kind of length that he had, even in a mid-major conference like that, it's probably a little bit easier to bully opponents just because of his length. And that's where it's all going to come down to him in the NFL is if he gets good coaching, not to coach up his technique. Right. The guy's got a mean streak. He reminds me a lot of Richie Incognito is who he reminds me of.
As a player or a person off the field?
No, as a player wise, with his mean streak and stuff like that, the way he plays and the way he just he has a no holds barred attitude.
Gotcha.
But it's like I said, he's got to work on his pass protection. It's it's the weakest part of his game right there. So I'm not. It's nitpicking again with them because this guy's got all the tools except for one thing. So
sorry, Combs, I didn't mean to cut you off earlier. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying the kid's 6'6", 320. He's got the size, he's got the strength, but I agree with Tori. The pass blocking isn't, exactly where you would like it to be. However, I mean, again, this is one of those drafts that you look at them and you're like, man, they had a really good draft. So when you're picking a worst pick for the Buffalo Bills, it's almost like you're picking the worst of the best. It's just.
Right. So Combs said it. They said it the best year. They had a really, really good draft. So Tori, what is your draft grade for them?
Overall, I gave him a B plus. The only thing that is kind of confusing is they went edge rusher, first and second round. But
Yeah.
again, defensive line help. That if you rotate your guys in and out, you can never have enough depth on that offensive or on the that defensive line because you can constantly keep guys fresh, keep them rotated and stuff like that. So in that aspect of it, with the way that defense is run and as badass as they are, it's like I said, the rich got richer and they added depth in all the right places to just make themselves continue to be stout for the next 5 or 6 years.
Right, and by drafting edge rusher in the draft, that to me says they're planning to play late into January, meaning they have to contain Lamar Jackson. So if you keep your guys healthy and contain Lamar Jackson by consistently throwing fully rested guys at him, I mean that is a big change in there. So Combs, let's kick it to you next. What's the overall draft grade for the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, I went right with Torrey. I went B plus. I really like the additions on the defensive line. I mean, they seem to not want to rest until they have a superior defensive line, and that's how you beat teams like the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC. That's how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. So it was a really good draft for them. They shored up the offensive line as well. The Marquez Stevenson pick in the 6th round was a really good pickup for them too at wide receiver. He's just another
That kid
weapon.
is a burner.
He's so fast. Yeah. So when you got him, and then maybe even if you're putting him in the slot, and you've already got a really fast wide receiver core, it's just this offense is going to be explosive this year. So I went B plus with their draft grade just because I felt like it was a really good draft.
Okay, so we saw them go 13-3 last year and make a deep playoff run. Does this draft make them better, Combs, going into the 2021 season?
Yeah, this makes them better. Look, I like to see, I'm probably, I got to see the schedule. I haven't looked over all the schedules yet. I know, you already knew who their opponents were, but I feel like this is a team that is poised to be in the very least, the AFC title game this season.
Right. So, spoiler alert, guys! Starting tomorrow, we'll be breaking down each game throughout the division. So, just like how we broke down the draft, we're going to be breaking down each game and picking the winners, playoff winners, and obviously Super Bowl winner toward the end. Obviously, way too early here. So, Tori, did the Buffalo Bills get better with this draft?
I think so because they got more dangerous. That defense got more dangerous. And you hit it pretty much on the head. They're playing to make a run into February. Their ultimate goal, which is every team's ultimate goal, is to hoist that Lombardi, but they have the pieces in place already. And with Stevenson's going to sit behind Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley and learn from two of the best in the league, which is only going to benefit that kid. So this team is as dangerous as any. And your Kansas City Chiefs better beware of the Buffalo Bills coming this year, because I think this year is probably going to be their best shot